All right, that let's talk about the Patrick Beverly and the Chris Paul thing. That had to be the funniest. Like yesterday had to be one of the funniest days for ESPN in so long. Like that shit was hilarious because we all know Patrick Beverly is petty, and he was being petty. Like I was looking at these things where NBA players was tweeting because you know it came out and stuff, and what Patrick Beverly was saying. Everybody wasn't like it was like you had some people you know laugh with him, but I still think the majority just thought he was wilding and he was disrespectful to Chris Paul. Now, do I believe this is the point I always agree with Patrick Beverly. He does deserve some slander, you know, somewhat. You know, there's no question because like he said, everybody else will get it. You know, the Paul Georges of the world, the Westbrooks, the James Hardens, they get it all the time for being unsuccessful and losing. And Chris Paul seems to get passes mainly probably because of his height. Let's just call it out. It is. But what I didn't agree is where he said he's not a defender. That's just not true. Now, of course, he doesn't play the level of defense that he once has played, which made him make all defensive teams. And let's think about it. I don't know who got more defensive teams. Between I know Chris Paul's played longer in the league, but you know that means you have to have more. Technically, you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, how many more does he have than you? So it's just really like. Of course, you're 36 years old. You can't go out there and defend all the time. But to say they were targeting him, no question. They were like, you're small. Luka would do it to you, and everybody would do it to you. But Chris Paul still like sometimes you just even with being a great defender, you can be cooked. You can have a bad series. It's just like Patrick Beverly's had bad. Bro, you see, he was barely playing against the Suns, my nigga. They were cooking you. You thought that Devin Booker aggressiveness was working for a few games, and it worked. Eventually, they got used to it. You started getting cooked again. Chris Paul torched you in Game 6. Like, you was a part of that. So it's just like, everybody has a bad series. Luka fucking kills Kawhi and Paul George. But you know that's Luka done. I mean, I'm just saying, some people just can't be defended. Some people could defend mostly other people, but not them. You know what I'm saying? So Chris Paul is, I don't know if he's a cone now. That's OD. This is mine, so yeah, leave me the fuck alone. Cone is crazy, you know, but they did expose him. There's no question, but it just highlights more of what the Suns have to know what they need, and I don't know if they can win with Chris Paul. Honestly. Height comes into a factor eventually. It's the reality of the shit. Like, you can literally be, you still 6 foot at the end of the day. And Luka like showed you why. And Brunson at times, you know, they showed you why you are still 6 foot and you can't hide. Like, he'll play Luka, but then it just wouldn't work out. Luka is like, if Luka was like. It's some people Chris Paul know how to get to. Luka just a person seemed to just he came into his league because you know he coming from a different league and he came like this is nothing to me. This is regular. I fear nobody, and he don't. He literally does not fear a single person. So it's like you literally at his mercy. But then when it comes to Jalen Brunson and stuff, that's how you know you're just having a bad series. So it's more of a bad series. Patrick Beverly was, you know, he has the right to feel the way he feels because think about it, he did the same thing with Westbrook this year. Early in the year, when Westbrook, you know, definitely going through his struggles, Patrick Beverly wouldn't let it go. Like, he was making tweets, oh, you tricking the media, stuff like that. You know, Patrick Beverly just a little petty because Patrick Beverly felt like he was almost ruining Patrick Beverly's career. Westbrook only ruined his career by saying he doesn't do nothing, and he felt like he said the league started looking at him like that. He said motherfuckers started going at him, coaches started looking at him different, you know, and he just petty. So then the days you never know if that's how he truly feels about Chris Paul. He had mad intelligent points though with the nobody fearing the Suns. I thought that too. Like nobody fears the Suns. like the individual players in Chris Paul or Devin Booker, they talk a lot, but you haven't won none to talk. Like they talk so much this year for people that lost. Like it was the beginning of the year. I remember Cameron Payne was talking with LeBron. LeBron like, yo, you was home 2 years ago. Be humble, my nigga. And that was one of the realest shit, bro. Like how do y'all go from losing 4 straight games to come back talking shit still? Win the championship, then you talk your shit, bro. Y'all niggas lost, bro. 4 straight games, and you did it again just now. Not 4 straight games, which I lost after a 2-0 lead, but yeah, I think nobody fears the Suns. People don't like the Suns, I think. Definitely Patrick Bev. He don't like I was saying about the Westbrook point. The Chris Paul point could be the same thing. We knew Patrick Beverley was gone once he pushed Chris Paul, because Chris Paul pushed him to a point. Because Chris Paul sneaky talk shit or loud. I don't know. Chris Paul. That's what times I didn't like Chris Paul when I first was growing up, because I knew what he did. Like he talk shit, he do weird shit. But then, you know, of course, he became one of my favorite point guards. But Patrick Beverley is one of the people that talk shit loud and gets criticized heavy. And Chris Paul talk a lot about the same shit. He's just like people just seem to like, you know, his body more, and like as like in a good way. You know, he doesn't get as much slander as Patrick Beverley. Now he's not as good a player as Chris Paul, but I'm just saying, like, they both do their dirty shit and they do they shit talking, but one gets praised and one doesn't. You know, so I understood that and understand why he's a little mad about that. And like I said, could have been the end of his career because he was moving team for team at that point. I don't think he was on Minnesota right away. Was he on Memphis? Yeah, he came in there and said he was going to spot. He was trying to start for the Grizzlies and stuff like that, and then he got moved again. So it's like the situation could have been like his career could have been over. And, you know, you stuff like that you take personal when you coming from the bottom, bro. He really from the pit, bro. Like, so I respect him. You know, Patrick Beverley is a cool motherfucker, and he needs to be on a show. He needs to have a show if he don't have one already. Fucking real as shit. Alright, I'ma holler at y'all though. You don't see my fucking That's all that I think the top is I got for the day, unless I drop something in the middle of the day or maybe after the game tonight. Alright, y'all. Stay Kulture.